Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. Seeing those temperatures warm up quite nicely this morning with temperatures sitting in the low 60s at this time and still looking at fairly light winds and some partly cloudy skies across the area, but mainly high clouds. Overall, expecting a fairly quiet 1 to 2 days to start the beginning of the week, and then we'll see a upper level trough digging into the region, bringing a front through the area as we go overnight Wednesday into Thursday, and it's going to change the weather pattern as we move through the extended forecast and bring some rain chances, cooler weather, and breezy conditions into the area. Take a look at the current surface analysis. High pressure keeping things quiet over the local area at this time. We have that boundary to our north that's going to try to sink south, remain very weak, and kind of push through the area as kind of a quasi backdoor cold front. And then that will lift back north as we move through Tuesday, mainly overnight Tuesday into Wednesday as a warm boundary. It's going to bring a slight chance of a few showers as we move overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, but this system tracks north-northeast that's well off to our west, and that's going to eventually be supported with an upper level trough and gradually redevelop a low and bring a cold front into the local area again overnight Wednesday into Thursday, and that's going to be our better chance of seeing more significant rain in the area. We look at the upper level winds from this morning, seeing some northwesterly winds near the surface here, becoming more westerly to west-northwesterly as we go up through the column. Our peak wind today is 93 knots at 25,000 feet, and the freezing level is at 11,800 feet. Look at the current visible satellite. We see those mainly high clouds pushing through the area. Expecting that to be the case as we move through much of the working hours today. We'll see slight increase in some mid-level clouds as we move through the overnight time frame, but so mainly just some high clouds, partly cloudy skies as we move through our days today. If we look at the short-term high-resolution model, again, dry conditions as we move through the day today and overnight into the start of the day tomorrow, and should see dry conditions prevail as we move through the day on Tuesday as well. As we go overnight Tuesday into Wednesday, we will see a chance of a few showers pushing through the area. Look to remain fairly light and scattered as they push through, so nothing too significant. And that should be wrapped up as we get into the start of the day on Wednesday. Overall, Wednesday should see mainly dry conditions through much of the day, but can't rule out slight chance of maybe an isolated shower during the afternoon time frame ahead of the boundary that pushes through, as we could see moving into the picture here later into the evening on Wednesday. If we zoom out, look at the longer term forecast, we can see that trough digging into the mid-Atlantic and northeast as we go overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Again, that front pushing into the area. We start to see that precip moving through during that overnight time frame. Looks like we'll see a good chance of some widespread rain showers, as well as maybe even a slight chance of a thunderstorm in the area with this activity. And we see kind of another area of low pressure developing just to our north, and really we're going to see the cooler temperatures move in, and with that tight pressure gradient remaining over the area with the surface low and the upper level low, we're going to see a period of very breezy to windy conditions as we go into the day on Thursday as things dry out. And as we continue with this kind of pattern here with the upper level low and surface low, we'll continue to see breezy conditions and likely see kind of partly to mostly cloudy skies daily as long as this continues to linger around the area. Right now, models indicate at least through Friday, we'll see that upper level low and surface low continuing to linger around the area. Maybe some light sprinkles around early on Friday morning, but overall not looking too likely in the way of any significant precip. But again, just continue breezy to windy, as well as partly to mostly cloudy conditions remaining. As we get into the weekend forecast, we'll see kind of a little bit of uncertainty, as it will depend on how long that upper level low and surface low continues to linger around the area, or how quickly it pulls out of the area. Right now, things do look like we'll see partly to mostly cloudy and breezy to windy conditions continue on Saturday, and then maybe starting to see things lighten up a bit as we get into the day on Sunday, with that pressure gradient looking to back off slightly. But again, some uncertainty with that as we get further out in the forecast here. So if we look at our 24-hour weather risk chart for today, you should see green conditions over the next 24 hours. We'll see our high temperature up around 66 degrees this afternoon. Winds generally out of the northwest, at 7 to 12 knots at their peak, a bit more westerly as we go into the evening, and a bit back northerly as we go into the early morning hours of Tuesday, and lightening up a bit, becoming around 3 to 8 knots. And that's going to allow temperatures to cool down to around 46 degrees for our low, despite having some high clouds and mid-level clouds around the area as we move through that time frame. Yeah, overall fairly mild as we start the week this week. Tides slightly above normal. Tuesday, we'll see partly cloudy conditions, increasing clouds later in the day with that boundary pushing through, a high of 62 degrees. Green conditions for our weather risk. We pick up that yellow risk for precip as we move Tuesday evening, as well as a yellow risk for reduced ceilings with possibly some low clouds around as we have that slight chance of some rain showers around the area, but overall mostly cloudy to overcast at times as we move through that time frame. But a mild low around 53 degrees. Will stay mild as we move into Wednesday with a high of 67 degrees. And we once again will see mostly cloudy to overcast conditions, slight chance of that afternoon or evening rain shower, looking at a yellow risk for that. And then again, the better chance moves in. If we take a look at the extended forecast here, looking at a 70% chance of rain showers as we move that through that overnight time frame, Wednesday into Thursday. So there's PM rain showers becoming likely. And behind that front, we'll see cooler air moving in and windy conditions, starting off with a low of 45 Thursday morning, highs in the mid-50s for Thursday, and again, we'll have that early AM rain lingering around, and then things becoming partly to mostly cloudy, windy. That continues as we go into Friday, partly to mostly cloudy and windy once again. We'll see a cool morning with a low of 37 degrees and a fairly cool day with a high around 52 degrees. Just a 15% chance of maybe a light sprinkle early Friday morning being indicated by some of the models here. Not a lot of confidence in that at this time, but moving into the weekend, we'll see a continuation of partly to mostly cloudy conditions and fairly windy conditions for Saturday as well, with the highs once again staying in those mid-50s, and that continues as we move into Sunday, possibly seeing a bit lighter in the way of winds and a bit more in the way of sun, depending on how that area of low pressure and upper level low begin to depart the region moving into the end of the weekend. So that's how the extended forecast looks at this time. That's going to wrap up the briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.